Hello and good morning. Welcome to YoungFrica, your television show continent showcasing discussions and interviews on youth-related issues. I am Ridwan and this is CBA. Hello viewers and welcome back. It's to YoungFrica, your show. And today, it's a beautiful day. And you know why? Because we have two different personalities with me in the studio. And we are going to be doing a very wonderful talk on two very important things. We're going to be looking at the world of education, how to become a differential teacher, how to be that person that your students would always love. On the other hand, we'd also look at a very interesting topic, which has to do with digital marketing. And in discussing this, I have Jamal, the founder of East Africa Online, in the studio. Jamal is a digital marketer himself, and he has been instrumental to training a number of students in this same field. On talking about the education aspect, we'll be having Shamira Abdullah. Shamira Abdullah is from Uganda, and she is a classic teacher, an applied educationist to the core, who is teaching in different schools here in Hargeisa and universities. She is a very amazing personality, loved by our students. So today, we're going to be asking her, what is that secret? What are those things that she has been doing to win the hearts of more than thousands of students in Somaliland? So you're welcome, everybody. And I will be doing a quick introduction of these guys, and we'll get to the business. Jamal, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. You're welcome, man. Yeah. Hi, Jamal. Tell me a little about yourself. Just give me a bit about yourself. We know you have a very big profile, yes. Just tell us a very quick one.
Inshallah, bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. So I've been in Hargeisa, Somaliland, for about 2.5 years. Before that, I used to live in Canada.
Okay.
So when I was living in Canada, actually, I also worked as an educator. So I was a teacher in the city of Ottawa. Before that, I worked for a statistical organization for a number of years.
Sweet.
I decided to come here. This is my home country. This is where my family, they're from. Alhamdulillah, since I've been here, I established the institution East Africa Online. Alhamdulillah, over the past 2 years, we've gotten the chance to train over close to 1,000 students now.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah. And then throughout the past 2 years, what we did was we launched this program with the hopes of giving the youth that live in Somaliland an opportunity to make an income, work online.
Oh, great.
So, alhamdulillah, over the past 2 years, there were a number of success stories. We can, alhamdulillah, throughout the past 2 years, a lot of people, they learn more about digital marketing.
Viewers at home, I believe that the show is going to be loaded. That is Jamal in a beat for you. This is also an educator to the core. Now, Shamira Abdullah, yes, tell us a bit about yourself before we go into the institute of education and academics. Just a brief.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, CBA viewers. My name is Shamira Abdullah, all the way from Uganda. A Ugandan in Somaliland. I've been here for almost 3 years. I'll be making my 3rd year in July this year.
Congratulations.
I came in 2016 and as an educator. I've been around different institutes and schools around Somaliland, and I can say that I'm proud of the work that I've done. I'm proud of my accomplishments. And seeing my students achieve what they have to achieve is just one of the most beautiful things I can ever talk about. And I'm pleased that I'm going to be sharing that secret with you guys.
Thank you so much. Now, viewers at home, I tell you that today is a power-loaded discussion. You know what we do at CBA here, especially on YoungFrica? We host those people, young ones at heart, who are doing amazing stuff in the little thing that they have. So today, we're going to be asking a series of questions, digital marketing-wise, and education. Are we guys ready for this?
Inshallah.
Are we guys ready for this?
Inshallah.
Okay, yes. Our viewers already are waiting for us. A very quick one now. I'm going to ask you this. As a digital marketer, in your own respect, Jamal, what is a typical day like for you? Like, what happens in a typical day like? What did you do?
So when it comes to digital marketing, it's a broad topic. So a person, he can be a social media marketer. He can be marketing his product on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. It could be for business-related purposes. It could be for political purposes. It could be for just like you guys, media campaigns. Somebody can be using YouTube, Google, their search engines.
So every day, do you do all these things? Like for you, when you wake up in the morning, what do you do from your beginning of the day to the end?
When I wake up in the morning, first I pray Fajr.
Oh, definitely most.
And then after I pray Fajr, sometimes I go back to sleep for a little.
Good.
And then after I go back to sleep, I wake up for work.
Okay.
My work particularly, we use social media a lot. Which actually from the beginning of our launch at East Africa Online until now, the majority of our students actually they came from Facebook, just from Facebook campaigns. When it comes to working on other platforms, so if you want to work as a freelancer, as an affiliate marketer, there are specific websites that you work with. But me, myself, mostly I deal with Google, my own websites, social media marketing.
Thank you so much, Jamal. Shamira, yes, what is a day like for a typical teacher? You is my case study. Thank you.
Well, a day for a normal teacher's life is just you wake up.
Okay.
And you're thinking about, and just like everybody. I'm not going to talk about the prayer because that is obvious.
Okay.
We pray. And from the moment you wake up, you're just thinking about how you are going to bring the best out of your students. You're thinking about everything possible that you're going to do to make sure that they get whatever they have to get at that particular day. So before you go to a class, you set your mind straight, you set your mind right, that I'm going to meet these souls that are expecting everything from me. They know I know everything and I'm ready to give them whatever that I can at the moment. So it's just getting your mindset, getting ready for work and go meet them and
push
them
out. Oh,
yes.
Good, guys. Okay. For me, if you ask me, I would not tell you though. I have a number of things I do. Okay, for me now, let me ask this question. For me personally, I decided to go into the media for a reason. Now, Jamal, why did you decide to go into this digital world?
So when I came here, I saw one of the biggest issues in Somaliland was the unemployment rate, especially amongst the youth. And if I were to estimate the population of Somaliland, particularly even just the city, Hargeisa, I would say maximum there's 2 million people. Today there's close to 4 billion people connected to the internet. So both of the markets are not the same.
Sure.
If somebody is not able to get a job living here in Somaliland, then the chances of finding work online, they would have a larger market.
Yes.
So alhamdulillah, my first intention when I started this program was to find a way for people to work online. And alhamdulillah, we were very successful in that over the past 2 years, by the grace of Allah. And that was the reason actually.
The reason actually
that
was for you
to try and help people
help people do things better. Shamira, what was it like for you going into the academic line?
Well, I can tell you that I was kind of forced into it.
Okay. Yeah, we have different stories, you know.
I am not a teacher by choice.
Okay. So what happened?
Growing up just like any other girl, I had a dream, and that has always been journalism.
Okay.
I want to be a journalist, like so much. That is where my passion lies back then. But then I had this person that always saw that I could be possibly a teacher, and that has been my mother. She saw to it that I became a teacher. Yeah, when I was done with my high school, and I know that the next thing to do is just to go into pursuing the journalism course and all that. And she's like, Shamira, how about you try education? And I'm like, don't mention that. Because it is something that I never saw myself doing. I mean, I looked at the teachers. I don't know if I got a bad example of the teachers that I didn't want to be like them, but I was looking at the teacher as somebody that is so low, somebody that that doesn't have that much of a future ahead of him or her. Like somebody that was caged into the thing all the time. I didn't want to be that kind of a person. Like somebody who always has to strike to talk about salaries that are getting low and all that. I didn't want to see myself there. So I knew I wanted to be a journalist. My mom puts it on the table for me. She says that I should pursue the education. I should become a teacher. And I'm like, no, mommy, I don't want to do that. You know that I never even dreamed of doing that. Why are you telling me that now? And she's like, please, just do it for me. Just do it. I mean, I promise when you get this certificate for me, I'm not going to push you anymore. Just get me the certificate and you are going to be free to do anything else that you want. And I'm like, oh, really?
Let's try it out.
I gave it a try. I gave it a try because I just want to see her happy. Anything that pleases her, I would do. So I go into the education, I pursue it, and I go back home with a good certificate. And I'm like, okay,
Mommy,
there you are, hands up. So when I give her that, then she asks me, is that all? And I'm like, yeah, that's all. That's what you wanted. I've given it to you, and now it's high time I took on what I want to. And she's like, okay, Shami, you're gonna do another thing for me.
Mothers can be like that.
Exactly, they can be so pushy if they see something in their children. So she decides that she asks me to literally only have a year in the field, in the teaching field. She's like, okay, you have achieved this. Don't just let it die. At least have a year experience, and you get it. I'm not gonna tell you to do anything else. She kept on
she's gonna come back again, you know. I think it's been stressed.
Exactly, 2015. I started it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this, mommy, but this is just for this year. I'm not going to do it no more. So 2015, I start teaching, and when I got to these beautiful souls, when I got to teach these people, these young children, and how so innocent they are and how so ready they are to learn, I kind of grew to love them. I kind of grew to want to give them the best. I kind of grew to want to nurture them into the people they see themselves becoming.
I'm beginning to feel like I want to be a teacher,
exactly. The passion just started growing in me. Like I used to go to the school and I'm like, oh, I have to go to school. That was in the beginning. But then time came and I would just literally go back home and all I'm talking about is the class. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do better in the next class, the lesson I'm going to have and all that. And my mom is looking at me, is like, as if I didn't push you.
Shamira, you are coming to do so many things together, especially asking me most questions on education. Yeah, it's an interesting one, I must note, and I'm interested in hearing more. Jamal, very quickly now. I want to talk about digital marketing.
Okay.
For how long have you been in this field? And when you started your own self, what was it like for you at the beginning?
So, actually, before I even came to Somaliland, maybe more than 10 years now, I used to do a lot of research on how you can work online, how you can reach a lot of people using the internet. I would say, the reason that I got into digital marketing before was for my own personal gain. I wanted to work myself online. I wanted to...
And some do, you know?
Yes. And then when I started actually working professionally, I used those skills to help build organizations that I was working at. Like when I was a teacher, I used to help a lot of other teachers make websites, promote their... so then, alhamdulillah, since I came here, I realized it's a big opportunity. You can do a lot of things, and I just continue.
That's sweet, you know. So we're coming to ask you a question which has to do with if I want to venture into here, what would you advise me? But before we ask that question, Shamira, I have a question for you. You mentioned something at a point. You said your mother wanted you to do something. And for you, you have always seen teachers as, oh my God, no, it's not in the picture. Yeah, what makes a differential teacher different from others? What makes a teacher loved by a particular set of students over others? What makes that difference in them?
I think it has to do with passion. first things first, you always have to love what you're doing so you can do better with it. Yeah, and that is one of the things that most of the teachers are losing, because nowadays we are having teachers that just go into the profession because they want to survive, they want to earn a living.
Did you start by loving it?
I didn't start by loving it. I started by my mom's word, by my mom's promise. But guess what? I kind of can say that I loved it because I love making my mom happy. I love seeing her proud of me.
So tell me.
So I had to force myself into loving it, and guess what? I loved it.
Good. Jamal, we're taking this. Now, I want to venture into digital marketing. Before I could venture into anything, you know, humans, I must know the benefit in it for me. Like, what are my gains? Now, you've been practicing this for quite a large amount of time. What is in digital marketing? Like, if you want to explain to a layman, somebody who sells pepper at the roadside, who sells shoes, what is digital marketing and what are the benefits?
What are the benefits
for me?
So right now you live in Somaliland.
Yeah.
Just break marketing into two categories, online and offline. Offline, you put up a big board in the middle of the souk. Maybe it's the busiest location in Hargeisa.
MashaAllah.
Everybody walking by the souk, they see the big board.
Inscription.
The name of your media company, your picture. It's brand marketing for yourself. The people who see the board, do you have control over who sees it?
No.
Just everybody going by the souk. And the maximum amount of people that you can reach are the people who live in that area.
Exactly.
No, people in Russia are not going to.
No.
So when it comes to reach and when it comes to efficiency, online and offline marketing. So I just gave you an example of offline marketing.
I can see already.
If you want to reach more people, today there's almost the entire world, half of it, they're connected to the internet. So you can reach more people online than you can in Hargeisa, number one. You yourself, you're a media company. There's no cable network that has a lot bigger reach than YouTube. YouTube has more than 1 billion users.
5 billion users.
So if you want to reach people, if you even see right now the biggest news networks in the world, Al Jazeera, CNN, they all have YouTube channels.
We have YouTube channels.
They reach more people on YouTube.
We have YouTube channels.
So you see, you reach more people, number one. I asked you a question, I said, are you able to control who sees your board? You said just everybody going.
Anybody.
So people that may have knowledge beforehand of media, they will see it. People with no knowledge, people who can read, people who can't read. Women, men, old people, young people, everybody going through the souk, they will see your poster. When you're marketing yourself online, you have a little bit of data beforehand. So as an example, Facebook. There's no company in the whole world that has more data on its users than Facebook. Facebook has 2 billion, more than 2 billion active users.
You know,
I said the whole world.
That is just nearly the whole world online.
Yeah, nearly the whole world is online. Facebook, I said the whole world maybe it didn't even reach 8 billion. 2 billion of those people are on Facebook. Facebook, it knows your name. It knows your phone number, it knows your email, it knows what school you went to, it knows where you work, it knows your friends, it knows the things that you look at.
Data about you.
It knows everything. So there's no company in the whole world that has more data than Facebook. Facebook, when it comes to data is very valuable. Right now, if I do a campaign on Facebook, my product example is a cream meant for women. It's a women's cream. I want to reach people in Bariga. I can use Facebook, I can use the algorithms, I can use Facebook's database, which allows you to use when you want to do a campaign. And I can target women in Bariga. If I want to target young women in Bariga, I can do that. If I want to target Somali people around the whole world, I can do that. If I want to target Muslim people around the whole world, I can do that. So, when you're marketing online, just make it very simple. 2 things. You can reach more people, and it's more efficient. So
thank you so much. I think that's a beautiful one for anybody who wants to understand the basics of digital marketing and why we need to harness it. Thank you, Jamal. I'm coming back with more complicated questions. Today we must get people educated around digital marketing. I know Shamira is also interested in that. And Shamira, now coming to education very quickly. We have seen a lot of things, story how you got into the academic line. Yes, what makes a teacher so super good and why people love them. Now tell me qualities that you have seen practice over the years that you would say a good teacher must possess before we could say, yes, this person is a substantial teacher.
One of the things that I keep in mind, and it has helped me going through this profession, is the fact that I always keep in mind that these kids that I'm going to teach, the students that I'm going to, they are an amana to me, like they are my responsibility. And just like it's going to be on the day of judgment, each one of us is going to be accountable, is going to be questioned on what you were responsible of on the dunya. So in the same manner, I'm looking at them as my responsibility, and it is I have to do everything that I can to make sure that I fulfill that, to make sure that come the day of judgment and I'm asked, hello, you went to the class and you did A, B, C, D, why did you? I will just be good at that. So keeping that in mind, it pushes me to become a better me, to become a better teacher, to do everything that I can to provide the best for my students. Like before I go to class, I'm going to make sure that I know everything that I'm going to teach them. Like I circulate about the whole lesson to make sure that, okay, if they ask this, I know. If they ask this, I know. So the readiness is very important before a teacher goes to the class. And another thing, you have to, kindness is another thing that a teacher must have when you are teaching the students, and you have to be to understand them. Yes, they need somebody, they need a friend. They just don't need a person who is going to order them around to show them how powerful you are, or you're trying to show them that, hello, I can tell you sit down and then you can sit. They need a friend. They need somebody that understands them.
A teacher is a friend, not a bully.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Thank you.
You need to retweet that. Thank you so much, Shamira. For a teacher, you
have to
need
be
to
their
love
friend.
them, be kind,
Respect
understand
them,
what you want to do.
they respect you back.
Respect them.
What you give is what you get.
Shamira, I'm coming back to ask another wonderful question on teaching, and just bear in mind, Jamal, to ask you a question on digital marketing. I really want to venture into digital marketing. I'm still coming back to venture into this after I'm done with this. Jamal, what are the challenges? You have told us some things that are so sweet about this field. I am already excited. I want to give my life to digital marketing.
Okay.
If it's a religion, I want to enter into digital marketing, you know?
No,
it's no. Okay, now, I'm going to ask this. What are the major challenges for digital marketers in the mainstream?
Okay, digital marketing, you just treat it like any job.
Okay.
So before you go into a venture, you have to plan, you have to do research.
Yeah.
If you don't plan, you don't do research, and you don't prepare yourself accordingly, you can waste a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. I'll give you an example. Facebook has something called algorithms.
Okay.
So you want to reach a lot of people on Facebook.
Okay.
Two people will spend the same amount of money. Somebody will spend $10, another person he will spend $10. So they both spend the same amount of money. They're both doing a campaign. They're both targeting the same amount of people. But both of them, they have different agendas.
Yeah.
So one person, he's maybe promoting his school. Another person is promoting his media company.
Okay.
One person, he put up a post. That post is a picture.
Okay.
And it has a lot of words inside the picture. Another person, he put up a post.
Okay.
It's a picture.
Just a picture.
But there's few words, maybe 3 words or less. Facebook's algorithms will pick up. This picture has a small amount of words. Yeah. It will show more people. So both of them, they spend the same amount of money, but one person, he had a better campaign, and the other person, he reached less people. His campaign was not as effective.
It seems you started the class already on the show.
No,
because I'm already learning. So viewers at home, you can hear that from a very master at the heart of digital marketing, Jamal. When we target people on Facebook, there is need for us to understand the methodology and how to do that. One of those things is make sure our picture do not have much words on it. Jamila, yes, we want to go back into classroom evangelism. Now, in the classroom, what are the methodologies that the teacher must adopt to deliver better?
There is quite a number of methodologies that can help a teacher do better than any other teacher. And one of the methodologies that I love so much is demonstration. Like we have these different students in our class. Some of them are visual students, and some of them are hands-on.
Sure.
So you have to have a lesson that is going to help the both of them. Yeah, like the visuals and the hands-on.
Okay.
So I love the demonstration method so much because it just brings out, I get to portray exactly what I want my students to understand.
Okay.
And another methodology that I love, there is quite a lot of them, like role play, like that group discussions, and that's very important. Group discussions is very important. At a point, a teacher might use all the methodologies that you have prepared for the class, and you might find that your students have not understood what you want them to acquire.
Yeah.
Like some of your objectives are not yet met. Yeah. So what I normally do, there is a trick in this, there is magic in this. I have practiced it and I know it works, definitely. So there is a possibility that a student can teach a student and it does magic. Yeah.
Sure.
It is not because you failed as a teacher. Definitely, the student that already has got the idea is from you.
Sure.
So you are just using this student to help educate or put the same information into another student's
With the
brain.
same age bracket.
Exactly.
That knows exactly what his friend would
Exactly.
understand.
Exactly. That is how it goes. So I love doing the discussions. I love getting one student teach another when I think it is the right thing to do at the moment.
Thank you very much. I think that's a beautiful one. Viewers at home, we are here in the studio discussing education, discussing digital marketing. We have two powerful people in the studio discussing why there is need for us to raise smart kids for Africa's next generation with methodologies that matters. And we are also discussing the use of social media marketing, digital marketing, tools that will help us to scale up our businesses. Before we call it a day on the show, Jamal, give some advice to that person who wants to venture into the digital marketing, while Shamira also takes it up from there.
So anybody who wants to venture into digital marketing, just like I said before, it would be like any other venture. They have to do a lot of research beforehand. For example, if they want to use Facebook as a platform for their marketing.
Yeah.
Facebook and YouTube, they're two different platforms. They're two different companies. Google and Twitter, they're two different platforms.
Sure.
So each platform, they have their own system. They have their own algorithms. If you want to reach a lot of people on Facebook, it's going to be different than reaching a lot of people on YouTube. It's going to be different than reaching a lot of people on Twitter.
Yeah.
So before you go into anything, the internet itself, it's a wide you can find a wide source of information to learn about how to start marketing on these platforms. Just do a little bit of research beforehand, especially if you're going to start spending money on campaigns, because you can end up losing a lot of money if they're not effectively, campaign your.
Jamal has advised you to look at researching before they go into digital marketing as a field. Shamira, what is your advice to that little child who wants to become a teacher like you, who over time has tested methodologies and is enjoying the field?
It's easy.
Okay.
You want it?
Yes, I want
You
it.
get it. You know, we are in this century where everything is so simplified for us. We have the media,
Yeah.
and you have to use the internet, in a positive way. You go to Google and search things. This is when you are really into it.
Okay.
You want to become that thing, and you have everything laid out for you to help you become that person. You go to Google, there is a lot of things that you can get to help you become a better teacher. Like if you need to search about anything from classroom management, from classroom activities, from motivations and everything, you are going to find it. YouTube is awesome. You're going to meet people there that are ready to teach you free of charge. All you need is to get your laptop, your phone, your tab, a little bit of data, and you are good.
Thank you very
So
much,
it is very
Shamira.
easy in this century.
Thank you very much, Shamira. Thank you very much, Jamal. It's been wonderful hosting you guys on the show, discussing two different things that we really need in this time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to be drawing the curtain on YoungFrica today. I'm still Ridwan, and this is CBA.